Hi friends, happy day 3 of our Season 10 Hearthstone Battlegrounds reveals. Hopefully this isn't the first time you're hearing about this, but Trinkets are coming back. And if that is the first time you're hearing about this, I recommend checking out the description for day 1 and day 2 reveals. Day 1 also includes kind of a recap of the announcement blog post. Otherwise, today is all about Pirate and Undead. Let's go. We're going to start with our pirate minions. They are losing a whole win con, so we're going to talk about what minions are leaving. We are saying goodbye to Tier 1, Scallywag, Tier 2, Ripsnarl Captain. On Tier 3, we have Peggy, Sturdybone, and Grace Farsail. Tier 4, Rapscallion Recruiter. On Tier 5, we have the Coast Guard, Cruise Controller, Sky Pirate Flagbearer, and Salty Hog. I will be so happy to never say that minion again. And last but not least, leaving on Tier 6 is Admiral Eliza Goreblade. As you can see, the Death Rattle summoning pirate comp, all gone. Which is kind of crazy to think about because even before we had dual type minions, Eliza was technically an undead pirate, but like that's been there for that long, since before dual type minions. Pirates have always been about gold, like having money in the game. But now they're also about having golden minions. So we have a couple changed and returning minions. On Tier 2, First Mate Pip is coming back. This is a 5/2 pirate. You only need 2 copies of this minion to make it golden. As we'll see when we talk about some of the newer pirates, this is going to be really helpful. When I first saw that this was coming back and I hadn't fully comprehended the golden minion concept, sometimes, especially early game, you golden a minion simply for a discover and then to get rid of it. So I think that's going to be a pretty big mentality shift for me. Also returning on Tier 3, we have Gold Grubber. This is a 2/2 pirate with the end of turn effect of gain +2/+2 for each friendly golden minion. I'm going to do my best to note also when it says minion and pirate because that makes a difference, right? So Gold Grubber only cares about golden minions. They don't need to be pirates. Returning to Tier 3 is Landlubber, the 4/5 elemental pirate. The tavern offers an extra tavern spell after each refresh. 2 minions changing here. Moving up to Tier 3 is the Defiant Shipwright, the 3/6 now pirate. Whenever this gains attack, gain +1 health. Also moving up a tavern tier to Tier 4 is the Gritty Headhunter. This is the 5/3 battle cry, get a Marauder's Contract. Returning is on Tier 5, Spellbound Seafarer. This is 3/5 pirate. After you buy 3 cards, get a random tavern spell. So between the Landlubber and the Spellbound Seafarer, we are seeing some spell support for pirates. And I will say for the 500th time during this reveal season, spell buffs, tavern spell buffs are a thing. We are also seeing actually one more change to our Tier 7 Captain Sanders. The change is not to the normal minion, but to the golden version of the minion now is able to target 2 minions. The golden version is make 2 friendly minions golden, and you are able to select which 2. So now that we've seen that we have some things supporting golden minions coming back, as well as a couple tavern spell things, let's talk about our new pirates. On Tier 1, we have the Aureate Laureate. This is a 1/1 pirate Divine Shield with a battle cry of make this minion golden. This is one of the most interesting minions I think I've seen in a little bit. The concept of playing it and then making it golden through a battle cry is not really something we've seen before. Not like this. On Tier 2, we have the Surfing Sylvar. This is a 1/3 pirate. End of turn, give adjacent minions +1 attack. Repeat for each friendly golden minion. Again, minion, not pirate. So while that Aureate Laureate may not stay on your board or be one of the minions that receives any buffs like the Surfing Sylvar's buff, it will, however, help make other minions better because it is a golden minion just right away. Our next new pirate on Tier 3 is the Starry-Eyed Explorer. This is a 3/4. At the start of every 2 turns, make an adjacent Tier 2 minion golden. There's a couple things that you could use on this. You could use it on the Surfing Sylvar that we just talked about. You could also use it on the Selfless to get some Divine Shields. Also, Patient Scout is still in, so maybe your Patient Scout could give you a Tier 6, or if you use the Starry-Eyed Explorer, it could give you 2 Tier 6s. We saw in our mech reveals how prevalent Automaton is going to be, so Automaton is on Tier 2. Also, with demons, we have our new Trickster Trinket, and Trickster resides on Tier 2. Or, if you're greedy like me, potentially the Free Dealing Gambler, which is staying in that pirate that sells for 3 gold. is also on tier 2. It is also similar to Young Murkai and Rylak, where the normal version is just one adjacent minion and the golden version is both adjacent minions. Moving on now, on tier 4 we have the Thieving Rascal. This is a 5/6 pirate. At the start of your turn, gain 1 gold. Repeat for each friendly golden minion. Again, minion. If you don't have your doubloon grifter yet, where you can really start banking gold for collecting pirates, Thieving Rascal sounds like a pretty good substitute. On tier 5 we have the Elite Navigator. 4/5 pirate, battle cry, make a friendly pirate from tier 4 or below golden. This is a pirate and it is a friendly pirate, so you can't make it golden in the shop, purchase it and play it. But this is like a slightly early Eyes of the Earth Mother, and we all know how valuable Eyes of the Earth Mother is. We have one last new pirate. This is on tier 6, Dastardly Drust. This is a 5/4. Whenever you get a pirate, give your other minions +1/+1. Give golden ones +2/+2 instead. Minions, not pirates. So this almost reminds me of our tier 5 Quillboar pirate that is leaving, that I don't like to say the name of, because it does buff your board no matter what the minion type is. The difference is, though, it does require you to collect pirates specifically. If you are not cycling pirates at that point, that is a little bit of a feels bad to triple into early. But if you already have the full pirate comp, or like most of a pirate comp whenever you receive this minion, I do think that it fits very well into the archetype. A lot of exciting, literally shiny things to look forward to for pirates. But now we move on to trinkets. We're starting with our lesser changed and returning trinkets, only 2 here. For 1 gold, we have Booty Bay Brew. Whenever you spend gold, give a friendly pirate +1/+2. And 2 gold is Kodo Leather Pouch. After you buy a card, give 2 random friendly minions +2/+1. We have a whole lot of new lesser pirate trinkets. 0 gold is the Splinter of Aurum. When you have 15 gold, get a random golden tier 5 minion once per game. As we saw earlier, it shouldn't be too hard to get 15 gold. Not to mention, even if your golden tier 5 minion doesn't necessarily synergize very well with your other minions, it is a golden minion. It's also a tier 5, so it should be useful in some capacity. And a lot of the new pirates that have synergy with having golden minions is that specifically. It's not necessarily golden pirates, it's golden minions. So that should help out your comp regardless. For 2 gold, we have the Gilded Anchor. At the end of each turn, give your golden minions +3/+3. End of turn effect, Drakari, and this does feel like it just complements the new stuff really well. Also for 2 gold is Gold Pendant. Make a random friendly minion from tier 3 or below golden. At the start of every 2 turns, repeat this. That's really, really good and very helpful for our golden pirates. 3 gold gives you the Gritty Portrait. Get a Gritty Headhunter that gives a Marauder's Contract. At the start of each turn, repeat this. Well, for any minion that is benefited by a constant influx of pirates or even spells, this is so good. A guaranteed pirate battlecry minion every turn. That gives you a spell to then get more pirates. Super good. Another 3 gold trinket is Auric Offering. At the end of each turn, give your leftmost minion +3/+3. Repeat for each friendly golden minion. For 6 gold is the Gold Grubber Portrait. Get a golden Gold Grubber. I mean, this is kind of nice for a couple reasons, right? It's a golden pirate, it's already golden, and you get a discover out of it because you get it, which means you get to play it. Truly, this feels like a really good deal. Our last new lesser trinket for 6 gold is the Grifter Portrait. Get a doubloon grifter. The first pirate you buy each turn is free. That's nice. Each turn you get a free pirate. That's so good. I'm biased because I'm obsessed with Doubloon Grifter, but I would totally play this. I like that a lot. We move on now to our greater trinkets. Starting with our changed and returning for 2 gold, Kodo Leather Pouch. After you buy a card, give 2 random friendly minions +4/+4. Also for 2 gold, we have Booty Bay Brew. Whenever you spend gold, give a friendly pirate +3/+4. So same but different. It's about spending gold, not buying a card. So you're probably going to get more value from Booty Bay Brew, hypothetically, than Kodo Leather Pouch, but both are about the same. Also 2 gold is Fancy Spellbook. After you spend 7 gold, get a random tavern spell. This one feels useful. For 4 gold, the Designer Eye Patch. You only need 2 copies of a pirate to make it golden. That feels so incredibly useful. Our last changed returning greater trinket. This is 4 gold Balladist Portrait. Get a Lovesick Balladist. At the start of each turn, get another. Your Lovesick Balladists also give attack. I remember really loving this one when trinkets were around last time. I'm probably going to really love it again. As for our new greater pirate trinkets, 0 gold gives you Extravagant Scale. When you spend 20 gold, double your minions' attack once per game. For 3 gold, this is the greater version of Gilded Anchor. At the end of each turn, give your minions +6/+6. End of turn, stat buff. not bad. Our last new greater pirate trinket for 4 gold is Shark Cannon. After you spend 10 gold, give your pirates +1/+1 and improve this. Shark Cannon. I don't necessarily know what that has to do with sharks, but I'm not mad about it. Given what's staying in, right? There's been many games where I've had 40 plus health with Doubloon Grifter. I think this is gonna be really good. I like the idea of where this is going. I think it's undead time. Undead are not seeing nearly as much change as pirates in the way of like losing a whole win condition. So for our undead minions leaving, on tier 3 we have the Handless Forsaken. Tier 4, the Thundering Abomination, as well as the Wandering Wight. On tier 5, Champion of the Primus and Nightbane Ignited. And on tier 6, Dead Stomper. A few pretty impactful minions in their own way. You know, Abomination is really great for the Overflow Undead build. Champion of the Primus with all the summons, you undoubtedly get the Avenge value. So out with the old, in with the new. Actually, before the new, we have to talk about changed and returning. One change here, Anub'arak is moving up to tier 4, is now a 4/3. Death Rattle, your undead have +1 attack this game wherever they are. We have 3 returning undead minions. On tier 5, Morose, Steward of Death is coming back. 5/3 Reborn Death Rattle, give your undead +3/+5. Also returning, this was a highly anticipated tier 5 Sinrunner Blanchie, 4/4 Undead Beast Reborn. This is reborn with full health and enchantments. I cannot remember if the golden version was the same when Blanchie was in before, but it is in fact the same. Blanchie was a really fun one and excited to see it back. That minion can get pretty nutty though. I am most excited for this one back. On tier 6, Archlich Kel'Thuzad is back. 10/8 undead. At the end of your turn, destroy the undead to the left of this and resummon an exact copy. I cannot wait for the amount of eternal summoners I accidentally griefed myself out of because I did not calculate enough space on my board. I really loved the ability to basically print minions with Kel'Thuzad, so I am so happy to see Kel'Thuzad back. Okay, now we are ready for our new undead minions. On tier 4, we have the Maw-Caster. This is a 4/5 undead. Battle Cry, destroy a friendly undead to discover an undead. So this is basically like the Grave Robber, but has the undead tag on it. Also for reference, this will not work with Bran because you can only destroy one minion, right? So Bran does not get to double discover. This could be pretty beneficial if you have some minion from earlier on in the game and you want to try to find something better. On tier 5, we have the Drust Fallen Butcher. This is a 2/8 undead, Avenge 5, get a Butchering. Butchering is the spell on tier 5, destroy a friendly undead. Your undead have extra attack equal to its tier this game. So instead of Champion of the Primus, where the Avenge just automatically gains that attack, you get the ability to destroy minions yourself. But I do have a thought about this, which we will come back to when we get to our trinkets. Our last new undead, this is on tier 6, Noizul of the Many Faces. This is a 2/9. Whenever you summon an undead, give 4 friendly undead +1/+1 permanently. Well, this feels like some nice board scaling. There are a lot of summons that happen there. Also, it's not during combat, it's just whenever you summon. I don't know exactly how many comps this will fit in, but I am excited to find out. All right, let's talk about our trinkets, starting with our lesser, changed, and returning. For 2 gold, we have Staff of the Scourge. Avenge 5, give a random friendly minion reborn. This feels like it'll be really helpful, especially when you start stacking your attack. Also for 2 gold is Deathly Phylactery. Discover a Death Rattle minion. Your first Death Rattle minion each combat triggers an extra time. I am always a proponent of this one just for the sake of the fact that your first Death Rattle triggers an extra time. And the Discover aspect is really nice as well. Also 2 gold gives you Feral Talisman. Your minions have +2/+1, including minions that are summoned from other minions, consistently having a aura buff on all the minions that you summon through your whole combat. Our last 2 gold is Artisanal Urn. Your undead have +4 attack. 3 gold is Bleeding Heart. After 7 friendly minions die, get a random undead. Note, this is not get and summon, it's just get. Also 3 gold is Fish Portrait. Get a Fish of N'Zoth. It's got great synergy with undead, and if you pick a different hero, you also get the value of being N'Zoth while also being the hero that you are. So I'm going to remind you of that tier 5 minion now that gets a Butchering, the Tavern spell, because we're coming up to, for 4 gold, Comfy Coffin. After you cast a Tavern spell, your undead have +1 attack this game wherever they are. While Avenge 5 getting a tavern spell is not going to be the most consistent thing, it is going to be very helpful for Comfy Coffin. Our last lesser changed and returning is the Eternal Portrait. Get an Eternal Knight, start of combat, give your Eternal Knights Taunt and Reborn. We have some new Undead Lesser Trinkets. For 2 gold is Bird Feeder. This is Avenge 2, give your minions +1/+1. This feels very similar to Bird Buddy. That's funny. Bird Feeder, Bird Buddy. Well, yeah, just some consistent combat buffs. Could be useful in winning some of those middle game matchups. Also 2 gold, Unholy Sanctum. Whenever you trigger a death rattle, give your rightmost minion +3/+3 permanently. Also 2 gold is Baleful Incense. Start of combat, give your left and rightmost undead Reborn. Note that it's undead, not minions, so you don't necessarily need to reposition to make sure you get value. Our next 2 gold is Putricide Sticker. Craft a custom undead. At the start of every 2 turns, repeat this. Honestly, this sounds pretty fun, and if you're already running an undead comp, it sounds like it could randomly be very beneficial. Yeah, I would play that. Our next 2 gold, actually our last 2 gold lesser, is Enigmatic Headstone. At the end of each turn, your undead have +1 attack this game wherever they are. Seeing this at first, you're like, well, you know, undead doesn't have a lot of end of turn synergy right now, but Healthazad is back. There could be some undead synergy that we just need to unearth. That's a bad joke. Now our last lesser trinket. That was our last 2 gold. Our last lesser trinket for undead is our 3 gold Wicked Tome. Avenge 4, your tavern spells that give stats grant an extra +1 attack this game. So interestingly, we have some tavern spell buffs. I mean, it makes sense since it is Avenge 4 and undead have a lot of summons. We already know I'm obsessed with tavern spell buffs. I am definitely going to want to play that. We are now moving on to our greater change and returning trinkets. For 0 gold is Bronze Timepiece. Start of combat, give each minion health equal to its attack. For 1 gold, we have Twin Sky Lanterns. When you have space, summon a copy of the first minion you summon each combat. I remember this one last time around, and I remember it being very beneficial for Murloc. Not quite so much for undead. So I'm curious if maybe there's like a little bit or enough change to the undead minions that this is going to be helpful. Thinking even about Blanchy, I suppose that could be helpful. We have for 1 gold, the greater version of the Feral Talisman. This is your minions have +6/+4. Again, consistent buffs to all of your minions. It's an aura buff, so everything summoned as well. For 1 gold, we have Reinforced Shield. Whenever you summon a minion, give it Divine Shield 4 times per combat. For 2 gold is Artisanal Urn. Your undead have +8 attack. 3 gold is Mug of the Sire. Whenever you would summon a minion that doesn't fit in your warband, give your minions +5 attack. I do not believe Overflow Comp was a thing back then. Back trinket meta, I believe. So this feels much more appropriate now, especially with Catacomb Crasher and the other minions that support the Overflow build. For 5 gold, we have Rivendare Portrait. Get a Titus Rivendare, start of combat, double the health of your Titus Rivendares. We all have Invisible Taunt on our Rivendares, it just always happens, but at least now you get to double the health on it, so maybe it won't be so bad. Not to mention our Wisp in the Shell is still in, which is that minion that gives health based on how many minions died during the last combat, so that could be really helpful with this as well. 6 gold gives you Comfy Coffin. After you cast a tavern spell, your undead have +2 attack this game wherever they are. Our last changed returning is 8 gold. Very expensive Butcher's Sickle. Get a butchering and a random undead. At the start of each turn, repeat this. Okay, I mean, I guess like rightly expensive because in like 2 turns that pays for itself. The fact that you get a random undead as well is very helpful. I suppose I will take back my surprised face from reading 8 gold. That's fair. I get that. We have some new greater trinkets for undead. 2 gold is the greater version of Bird Feeder. Avenge 2, give your minions +4/+4. Hypothetically, so many more buffs keep you alive. If you're doing one of those comps where you're like, all right, this is not a first place game, but it's a top 4, that could help you get there. Also 2 gold is Maw Caster Portrait. Get a Maw Caster whenever you destroy a minion outside combat. Get a 3 gold coin pouch. So destroying minions in your recruit phase basically is like, it's like a bounty. You get paid for destroying minions. So whenever you destroy a minion, you get to buy a whole nother minion. That's pretty cool. I like that. 4 gold is Kel'Thuzad Portrait. Get an Arc Glitch Kel'Thuzad. After you destroy a minion outside combat, give your minions +2/+2. Well, we obviously know we have that end of turn effect that would grant us that +2/+2, but there's also so much more value you can get from that. That's interesting. I'm curious how much you can stack those +2/+2s. 4 gold as well is the greater version of the Wicked Tome. Avenge 4, your tavern spells that give stats grant an extra +1/+1 this game. So The greater version also gives health. And our very last new greater trinket for Undead is Unholy Sanctum for 4 gold. Whenever you trigger a death rattle, give your rightmost minion +6/+6 permanently. Your Rivendares and your Catacomb Crashers and your Deathly Strikers and your Drustfallen Butchers and all the other things you want to run at the back of your board will thank you for taking that one. I reiterate that everything that we've seen so far from the reveals has been very cohesive, and I think that we have a lot more of a focus within each minion type, but not so much so that there's a singular win con. I think it's going to be really, really helpful coming into the new season, especially with the trinkets. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm excited to hear your thoughts about Pirate and Undead. We'll be back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. for Naga and Quilboar. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.